Welcome back, everybody. Our final segment of the show, and I think that we should end where we started so that we can dig into some of these charges against Smartmatic, against John Bolton. John, I was looking into the details of the indictment. 8 counts of transmission of national defense information. That's Section 18 of the Espionage Act. Quite serious. 10 counts of unlawful retention of national defense information. I know you were saying at the top of the show that this is something that the scope of which you have not seen in a long time.
Yeah, this is a heavy-duty national security case. John Bolton is probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison if he is convicted of this crime. He's 76. He's a man who knew what his obligations were. He had been trained for years. He spoke eloquently of what those obligations were when he was trying to criticize President Trump for taking documents to Mar-a-Lago, though President Trump had the classification authority that John Bolton did. And if the indictment is an accurate description of what happened, he was emailing almost daily to relatives in his home all the things that were going on in his office, including sensitive and in some cases classified information about what was going on in the Trump White House. And then, that leaves it on an insecure computer, a la Hillary Clinton. All the things that John Bolton criticized, he's now accused of doing. And it is a very great one. He's got a big name lawyer, Abby Lowell. That was Hunter Biden's old lawyer. But this is a heavy duty case. And it's going to be very interesting to see what the reaction is. The media was suggesting a few weeks ago that this was a weak retribution case, and now they're calling it very serious because you can see what happened. And that same media, just a couple of weeks ago, was trying to tell us there's no Antifa. It's just an ideology. It's not a group. Well, don't tell that to the grand jury in Fort Worth, Texas, which today indicted a terror cell of Antifa, and said that they carried out this attack. And there's some really gripping details. We've posted the indictment, Amanda. This really looks like a terror attack. They're calling for guns and arms, and they're firing rockets at or fireworks at ICE people, putting people in very grave danger. The media has a lot of egg on its face tonight.
Absolutely. Do you think that that has any impact on these protests that will be taking place this weekend?
No, it may embolden them. Hey, maybe they want to join it. Would you like to get an indictment? Come on down and make some trouble this weekend. I think the word is out that these groups are going to be cracked down quickly. We're not going to tolerate. We're not going to have another summer of love, which was a summer of hate and destruction. And I think there's another part of this too. Remember what Kash told us. He's very close. Kash Patel said this last night. He's very close to finding the funding arms and the organizational arms. The people who are funding these are going to be the co-conspirators in these attacks. And I think they just set the stage with this indictment to whoever funded them, they're next.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move on to Smartmatic. Interesting case. And, I think a lot of Americans have questions about anything pertaining to election machines. And now we hear about this bribery case with Smartmatic.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. And I think at the end of the day, $1 million to get election business that's a dirty business. That's foreign bribery. And of course, to make the money move, you had to launder it, to hide it. So this is a serious black eye. And the whole election machine industry right now is in a little bit of turmoil. Dominion was just bought. This is a big case. It's going to be interesting to see how the 2026 election and the way it's administered is impacted by these revelations.
Yeah. And John, tonight you're going to be heading down to Florida. I know that the folks down there at Moms for Liberty consider you to be a titan in fighting for freedom and liberty. So they're going to be delighted to see you there. And then I am going to be driving down to San Diego tonight to cover the United States Marines 250th. John, I am loving seeing all of these branches of the military celebrate their 250th. Incredible.
Hoorah. I love those Marines. I'm surrounded by them in my neighborhood. I just love them. They're just the greatest people.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to bump elbows with all of them and celebrate their birthday. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us tonight. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.